Here's my audience, Mason and my girlfriend and her friend Bree. And I'll be going over my persuasive speech presentation. And my topic is why natural grass should replace artificial turf in NFL fields. Now imagine you work hard all off season preparing for your first game, and then once you step on the field, bang, you break your knee, break your Achilles, or tear your ACL, and your whole season has gone to waste. Well, this is a reality that NFL players fear every day. Today, I will be discussing the debate whether or not NFL fields should be turf or grass. The NFL should prioritize the natural grass fields over artificial turf for safety, as they can reduce the higher rates of lower body injuries, provide performance benefits, and cater to the long term of these athletes' careers. To understand why grass fields are the better option for NFL fields, we need to examine injury data, player support, and the league's responsibility to prioritize athlete safety over convenience. And for those who don't know, what is turf? Well, turf is simply a mat of synthetic fibers that is placed over a base of stone that's crushed, gravel, or crushed granite, and it simply looks like this. The grass obviously looks real, synthetic, but imagine right here, this layer right here is crushed granite or concrete. Well, obviously, as an athlete, if you're running on concrete all day, there's gonna be some feedback to your knees or body, and that's gonna cause a lot of issues and eventually cause an injury. So we have to get rid of turf. For my first point, artificial turf is related to higher rates of certain injuries, especially ACL and lower body ones. And thanks to sources by NFLPA by J.C. Tretter, the National Library of Medicine, and UC San Francisco by Jeffrey Norris, the NFL has found that players experience higher rates of non-contact injuries on turf, which I stated earlier, it's always an issue as running on concrete is not good for your body. The NFLPA also states that 25% of players have a higher rate of lower body injuries on turf. And non-contact injuries are concerning because they are often linked to surface traction, meaning the cleat grips and doesn't release properly on the turf because of the crushed granite or concrete below it. And grass is better. Natural grass is better because of the soft soil and dirt below it, providing a softer cushion for the player's knees. And not only does the data show negative effects of the athletes, but the athletes themselves have been vocal and verbal about the danger of turf fields. For my second point, NFL players prefer grass and have publicly advocated for change. Thanks to sources by the NFLPA by Paul Gutierrez and J.C. Tretter, the NFL has conducted a player survey where a majority of the athletes have ranked natural grass over synthetic grass, and 92% are in favor of natural grass. In recent seasons, debates have intensified once multiple star quarterbacks have suffered various gruesome injuries in their lower body. These QBs include Josh Allen, Bo Nix, J.J. McCarthy on 2 separate occasions, Joe Burrow, Deshaun Watson, Daniel Jones, Tua Tagovailoa, Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, Michael Penix Jr., and Jaden Daniels, all within the last 3 years, and only specifically at the quarterback position. This does not include the other 21 positions on the field at the same time. So if the league players are also their valuable assets and are expressing concern, well, it's time to make a change. And about turf, then it is also maybe not worth the convenience in the future for the NFL. As for my main point, number 3, the NFL has responsibility to prioritize players' safety over cost and convenience. The reason turf is prioritized and is chosen a lot is due to the lower cost of maintenance and the ability to host multiple events in one stadium. And however, the NFL generates billions of dollars in revenue annually, so the cost should not outweigh the player's safety, as they could fund it as well. And thanks to sources of the University of Chicago by Molly Smith and J.C. Tretter of the NFLPA, we also figured out that protecting the league players can also provide every player the opportunity to perform, which allows more entertaining games to support the fans who are the business itself. So basically, the NFL can provide better opportunities for, say, the Patrick Mahomes, who's the best player in the league, but instead he got injured this season and tore his ACL. And obviously, the games are more entertaining with their star players in them. So If we allow each player to have a better opportunity to play, then more entertaining games will play and more money will come in the first place. Finally, it is clear that the answer or proper action is to, based off the data, that the athletes themselves should not be running on turf fields, and the change is necessary to go to natural fields. Overall, we have gone through how the NFL injury data shows higher risks on turf, how players are overwhelmingly prefer grass, and how the league has responsibilities to prioritize safety for these athletes. Due to natural grass being safer, the number of injuries being reduced and are supported by the players themselves, it is safe to say that the NFL needs to replace turf. Okay, and despite that idea that NFL markets strength and elite performance, the turf hinders this idea, as no amount of strength or toughness can prevent an injury from a surface that increases injury risk. So let's ensure that these athletes who have grinded all year long to perform on the field, that they can have a proper season and perform on the field that can actually support their health and a future that can benefit their life. Boom.